Okay, now we're going. Park and brake off. Sure do wish I could see my preview. Oh, you know what? I have the max lens on. With the max lens, you can't do a preview. So here we go, Goofy Bastard Challenge. Look at that raw power. So I've got to talk for 7 to 10 minutes, and I can do this because I have the gift of gab. So, what are we going to talk about today? Well, I do want to say I was on a live stream, my very first one yesterday, or last night with Spyder Active, and oh gosh, everybody was there, it seemed like. Had a great time, I appreciate it. I wanted to talk about New Year's resolutions. Now, me, myself, I just don't do those. I don't do New Year's resolutions very often, but I do set goals. And so I do have a goal of losing weight, and I've done this before, and I will do it again. And then I'll say, wow, I look pretty great. I lose about 20-25 pounds, and then I start eating again because, hey, food's good. I love to eat. But I do have a goal of losing, COVID and working from home and being close to the fridge, it's been a little bit difficult. And I mean, I have a fridge in my office, so it's been a little bit difficult, but I do think that I can, again, I've done this before. I have a couple of people that I'm supporting now, and that have channels that are doing that. I'm gonna try to lose some weight. And then the other thing, it is more personal. I've had a tendency to have knee-jerk reactions sometimes when somebody says something, especially if they say something about a Can-Am, and some of you guys know what I'm talking about. I'm like, oh my God, he said something about a Can-Am, that bastard. And the reality of it is, I mean, my friends rib me all the time, and it's cool, but I really have to be less sensitive. I don't need to be sensitive anymore about that, and I'm not going to be. I'm going to be positive. I'm not going to be a little bitch and say, oh my God, he doesn't follow my channel, oh, that bastard. I'm not going to do that anymore, I mean, but for one thing, if you get mad at somebody because they're not following your channel, you got to put out good content, You can't put out dribble like I do and expect people to follow you. So, my goal is to improve my video quality and make a channel that I want to watch. I think that's got to be paramount. I've got a great equipment. I think it was Professional Monkey that said, although I'm sure many of you guys have said it, and I gotta quit saying I do it all the time. That's another one of my goals. But you can buy the most expensive equipment, but if you don't have good content and you don't know how to use it, you're still going to put out horrible stuff. So, I always check the air on these tires, and there's 2 times that I've ridden because I was concentrating on vlogging and I didn't, and it just sounds like they're just a little bit low. This thing doesn't have TPMS sensors on it. They sell them, and it's been on my list of things that I wanted. I think you guys have probably seen the Bluetooth sensors, but I need to add those. And I noticed something else. I had my battery charger hooked up to this in the garage, and usually after it runs a little while you get a green light and then it just maintains. And the little trickle charger I had, which is a good one, it really didn't seem to be maintaining very well, and so I have the full-fledged, the rollout battery charger, and that was been working great. But this thing's been in the garage for 3 or 4 days, and usually you have the green light on saying everything's good, and it didn't have the green light on. In fact, it struggled a little bit. It missed a few times before it started. So hopefully I don't get so I'm not going to stop anywhere, and hopefully I don't get cut off. So yeah, that's my goals for 2022. I'll probably add some more. Salty just did a video on lack of self-confidence, and you know, I do have that issue, and so I'd like to improve that quite a bit. I think the comment I gave him was, you know, he doesn't show his lack of self-confidence. In fact, you think he's the most confident person on earth, you know, but mine, I wear like a big zit in the middle of your forehead. You guys can see it. So yeah, I want to work on that. Got to work on improving, and so I think 2022 is going to be a year of improvement. You know, Salty also mentioned that, you know, he has this little voice inside of his head that's always that's always saying, oh, you're going to fail the test or whatever. I have the same voice, but when I have that voice, I actually do fail the test. So he looks like he succeeds very well, irregardless of the voice in his head telling him he can't. Okay, so I'm going a different direction than we've done before. You know, it's about 60 degrees out here, and the sun's out. It's gonna warm up faster, I think, now, which is nice. Didn't need the Spyder gloves. Look at this, Spyder number 1. I used to work down there where that truck was turning for about 6 years. And then I decided I would go to work in the big city down in Charlotte, and I would drive an hour to work every day and an hour home every day. It's a great job though. And then COVID hit, and the company that owns the big building that we're in asked that people not come into the office, which, you know, was great for me because I don't have to drive an hour to work and an hour home. I lose that. So yeah, not complaining about that at all. And then after all of those things happened, I think I should have went down that road. I don't think I ever go this far. Not that I couldn't. I don't think I ever drive. I don't think I've ever driven past that turning road back there. I do know where this goes. It actually goes to a Spyder dealership if you stick with it for about 30 minutes. But yeah, and so then they came up and said, hey, we're going to move you to work from home because it's worked out so well, and we're going to give your office away if you say okay. If you don't say okay, you can still continue to do what you've been doing, and it's all fine. You can come to the office when you want to. And of course I kind of pushed it off and said, oh man, you know, I hate to give my office up, but I'll take one for the team. Meanwhile, I'm dancing for joy and laughing, and so yeah, so gosh, it's been you know, it's been a year and a half since I've had to drive to the office, I guess, something like that. And it's been fantastic. You know, I don't, we're going to turn around up here. I don't like that drive. When you drive into a city like that, it gets, you know, wow. There we go. Let's see here. You know, I have road rage issues when I get in that traffic where people are, where there's a lot of stop and go, and I just and you know, there's a lot of people out there, a lot of, we'll say, idiots out there that get in that high pressure situation of, you know, there's several merges that are just there's people that are trying to get on when people are trying to get off, and it just bunches traffic up, and you know, people get mad and they floor it, and then you're like, oh my god, you know, it just it's crazy. I actually had a commuter car I bought brand new off the showroom floor. I had a Volkswagen Jetta GLI 35th anniversary edition. And, you know, that was a fantastic car, but of course I'm a Jeeper and my favorite vehicles are my Jeeps. So whenever they moved me to work from home, that Volkswagen just set I would drive it just to drive it. I would drive it once a week to run to the store for something or whatever. And I put it on Carvana, and I sold it for, I'm gonna say it was about $1,500 less than I paid for it, you know, a year and a half before or something like that, over a year before. And so so I didn't lose any money on that car for sure. Well, this definitely wasn't the road I wanted to be on. This freaking road's dead end. We'll have to turn into Bucks Industrial Park here. Oops. Oops. All right. Where do I think I was going? You know, you get around here in the outskirts and you blow your horn at somebody, they get real angry. That guy hit his brakes, and what I did is I accidentally hit my horn button instead of my turn signal. Still getting a little used to that. So, how many minutes we've gone now? Okay, so I've done the allotted 10 minutes of the Goofy Bastard Challenge. I do want to wish everyone a very, very happy new year, and hope that everything that you wanted to do in 2022 works your way. I always say like and subscribe, but if you don't like it, you don't have to, right? I do wonder sometimes when you say like and subscribe, does it really remind people to like and subscribe, or is it just something that we say? You know, it's something that we say because people have done it so long. So I actually rarely say that if you look at my videos, because I don't have the little banner going up. Mostly because I haven't learned that part yet. Shout out to Coach Bob. So Coach Bob 3, he has a video called "So You Want to Be a YouTube Star," and he kind of talks about that. He uses Final Cut, which is what I use, and he actually shows how to do that. So what I do is I watch little pieces of his how-tos, and what's going on there? He watches little pieces of his how-tos. I watch little pieces of his how-tos, and then I do that, and then I don't want to absorb too much, and so then when I'm ready to do something else, so I'm almost ready for that. The other thing I want to learn how to do is where you put the little link in the very top, like the top right corner. I don't know how to do that, so I just haven't looked it up yet. So my process is not to watch a tutorial like put out by Final Cut on how to use Final Cut. Mine is to grab the pieces that I want and what I'm looking for at that time. Now the other side of that, I guess the bad side of that, is I also I forget, because like I looked up how to fade in or fade down music, so when you do a voiceover, it fades the music down, and then and I did it on a video, and then I didn't do it for a couple videos or so, and then I wanted to do it again, and I was like, oh geez, how did I do that? So I had to look that up again. But I digress. You know, it's funny, I also, was searching around, so because I have an Adobe account that gives me everything, I have Adobe Premiere, and I bought Final Cut because I am an Apple guy, and I thought, yeah, Coach Bob uses it, it's got to be the best, and then I was struggling with it, and then I downloaded DaVinci Resolve, which looks like it's a fantastic software product. In fact, the reason I downloaded that one is because there's a channel I watch called The Story Until Now, or The Story Till Now, and you know, that guy, if you watch his videos, they're breathtaking. They're as good as any, you know, cinematic movie that you'd watch anywhere. I mean, he's absolutely fantastic. And you know, even if you're not into off-roading and jeeping and doing all those kinds of things, camping and overlanding, it's still the views that he has are just, they're breathtaking. But anyway, I noticed that somebody said something to him, but on a video he said he was using DaVinci Resolve. I think somebody asked him in the comments, because there was a shot of his laptop while he had it up on the screen, and so I was like, oh man, I'll go check that out. It's got to be good, and I'm absolutely sure it is, but I'm too far into Final Cut to try to learn something else. I mean, I downloaded it and I looked at it and I said, well, this is just as hard as Final Cut, so, you know, why try to learn some new things? And so I didn't do it. So I actually uninstalled it. So I was outright, you know, because you guys know I'm a Jeeper. That's another thing I wanted to bring up real quick. So with Jeep, you know, I had said I wanted to do some Jeep stuff on my channel because I'm about to start my overlanding build. I've allocated funds. I've moved things where I wanted to move them, and so I'm about to start that build. I'm not going to go crazy with it right now. I'm going to build a rack on the back and put a rooftop tent. I'm not going to do the sliding drawers and things because I like my truck bed, so I'm going to be careful about how I do that. But the first thing I'm doing is lifting tires and larger tires. But the point I wanted to make this is I've seen this before where channels do multiple, my friend Steven, that do multiple subjects, and I don't know that works that well. I have a friend that has a channel, a large channel, probably has 10,000 subscribers, and he did some things that were not motovlogging, and he lost some subscribers. He got a lot of hate comments and everything else because, you know, they're like, well, I come to watch your channel for you know, for motovlogging, and you've done this and wasted my time, you know. And so anyway, well, thanks for watching, guys. Sorry this was longer than it should have been, and I hope you guys have a very happy new year.